Yeah.
Eliza Carthy.
How you doing?
What's like yourself?
Knackered now.
When you're at Boomtown, do you play a lot of festivals? Because last time I saw you would have been at Courthouse Coast, which was like a venue show. So do you find there's much of a difference with they
Oh, there's loads of difference, yeah. I mean, we completely retailer the set to go for festivals, you know. But I mean, because you're only playing for 45 minutes and, you know, all that sort of stuff. You want stuff during the day that's going to make people dance, you know, or maybe, I don't know, you can tailor it differently. If it's like Sunday afternoon, you play loads of dreamy stuff, make them all fall asleep, you know. And you can just creep.
So have you got any particular favourite festivals, either for playing or just going to?
Well, I've just come from Sidmouth and I love Sidmouth. Sidmouth's great. Cambridge as well. Towers is in a couple of weeks. I really like that festival. I love Witchwood. I'm very, very fond of the Witchwood Festival at Cheltenham Racecourse because I was sort of involved with it for a while. I used to play there every year with a different lineup, like a collaboration thing. It was really good fun. And the Whitby Folk Festival, which I'm the patron of, is just a great traditional music festival. You know, there's lots of them. You know, I love WOMAD. So yeah, they're all good, really. Well, most of them are.
So you mentioned like collaborations, like you obviously collaborate with people and stuff like that. But if you could collaborate with anyone living or dead, who would you ideally want to collaborate?
Probably Damon Albarn. I'm a big fan, and we did work together once, just doing some demoing stuff. But it wasn't long enough, and it was one specific idea, and I'd like to do, you know, it'd be nice to pick his brains, sort of thing. I'd also like to work. I'd like to work with Lau. I really like Lau. With famous people. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of anyone really. God, there's plenty of people, and they all just go immediately out of your mind the minute you're asked, don't they? Yeah, Goran Bregovic. I'd really like to work with Goran Bregovic.
I don't know.
He's a big hero of mine. He's a Serbian composer and band leader. I like him a lot.
Then I was going to say your most recent album is a collaboration with your dad. Is it the first like album you've done with him?
No. Well, it's the first duo album that we've made together.
Okay.
But as the family band, as Waters and Carthy, we've made we made 5 albums together. I also produced one of his solo records, co-produced with Benevitsky, who produced a couple of my things as well. And then there's the Imagine Village, and we play together in the Imagine Village as well. So we've made 3 albums with them. So it's the first time just one-on-one.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant. Is it nice to work with members of your family in a musical sense?
It really is, actually. You'd think it would be incredibly volatile, and to be honest, when I was a teenager it was, but when I grew up, for want of a better word, when I grew up it got easier. Yeah. And it's actually really chilled out. You know what? I didn't quite realise just how much being on the road is kind of Dad's natural milieu. You know, it's his natural state of being. So he stresses differently when he's on the road than when than when he's at home, because he doesn't have to worry about making Mum a cup of tea or answering the post or, you know, putting the dog out or anything like that. He just knows he has to sit in the van, do his crossword, have a bit of a snooze, get fed and do a gig. And then tomorrow will be the same. And I think he finds that very comforting.
Yeah. So you've all got everything in there?
Yeah, I know, it's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hat trick.
Do you get like, is it like a loyalty card? You get it?
Yeah, we buy 2, you get 1 free. Yeah, that's really.
So all these questions are basically because you've got your got the press release of the album sent through the other day. So I was like, oh, here's a lot of facts I can have. You're hosting the 75th anniversary of Chocolate Records
At Towersey, yeah.
Yeah, you just hosted.
Yeah, very much so.
So what's going on?
Well, Topic is the oldest independent label in the world. and me and my family have been signed to Topic for a very, very long time.
Okay.
Have we got a photo bomb? That's just lovely.
Just about in shot.
You need to get more in shot, lads, to get behind. Yeah, Topic's the oldest independent label in the world. Me and my family, I guess my mum signed to Topic Records in 1960 something. So they've been with Topic Records for a very long time. And I have too. I made my first album for them. All the Eliza Carthy albums are for them. And I admire them as a commercial record label, but also as a source of archive material for traditional recordings. So yeah, it's a good label. It's a good cause. It comes from a good place. It started off as a workers' music cooperative, and since then has just had a very, I don't know, just a very ethical way of doing things, which makes it worth supporting and promoting, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not exclusively signed to them, but they've always been very, very close to my heart and the way I like to do things.
So, when I saw you before, you said that Blood on My Boots was about, it is called that.
Yeah.
It was about when you was the premiere of
Jerry Springer the Opera. Yeah.
Did you enjoy Jerry Springer the Opera?
I loved Jerry Springer the Opera from beginning to end. I cried at the end. When Jerry goes to hell, I cried. And Jerry Springer was there as well. That's why the first line, I was drinking champagne with Jerry Springer. It's a bit disingenuous because I wasn't actually drinking champagne with Jerry Springer. He was drinking champagne at the other side of a room in which I was also drinking champagne. So it was interesting. He was sat on the same row as me, and we were all like, checking out his reactions and stuff. He's very good. He's a pro, is the man. Yeah. But I loved it because it was written by my friend Stuart Lee.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, are you a big comedy fan? In terms of your
I am actually, oddly. And do you know what? So, do you know what's weird as well? Over the years, I've sort of developed just random friendships with comedians. I don't know what that's all about, but yeah, Stuart's a really nice guy.
Yeah. He's got really nice. Have you heard him sing? When he does his,
No.
Oh, he's recently done a few songs in the end of his shows.
He's been hiding that light under a bushel as far in front of me, anyway.
He's got a surprisingly nice voice. But I was just going to say,
Why would you be surprised?
well, I don't know. He's got quite a nice voice anyway. But
He does have a nice speaking voice.
Yeah. I suppose it was unexpected because I didn't really know he did anything musical. But because I've just come back down from the Edinburgh Fringe.
Right. I usually make it up. I can't go this year, so
yeah.
I was a bit gutted about that. Mostly because Hardeep Kohli invited me up to come and eat some of his food, and I really wanted to go. So come, and you don't have to watch all my show, but you could eat some curry. I could watch your show and eat some curry. That would be great. Lots, yeah. Well, I lived in Edinburgh for 14 years, so yeah, I've played in Edinburgh a lot.
I was going to say, it seems like the perfect kind of what would be the world's biggest arts festival.
Yeah. I mean, it's all fringe stuff, but yeah, for years and years we did a gig in the Fringe at least every year, and Willie, our drummer, is from Edinburgh. Dave's from Edinburgh as well. I lived there for nearly 14 years on and off, and and Willie's just jumped back on an aeroplane to go and play a gig tonight.
So yeah, like in terms of your music, it's quite eclectic in terms of it's not just straight folk. It's not like
It is just straight folk.
yeah, kind of. But then folk's such a wide thing. There's a lot of like funk, reggae, style little bits in there, and jazzy bits.
But those things are folk music.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
That's true.
The way I like to think about it is that you're playing traditional music, which is this sort of, if you like, a source material. You're playing traditional music and referencing the things that you enjoy, and that makes it folk music because it's music that comes from my community. We're using and the thing is that when I write my own songs, I do the same. So whether it comes from a traditional source or whether it comes out of my brain, I am going to write tunes like that. Like Great Grey Back isn't a traditional song. It comes out like that because that's the kind of music that I enjoy. That's what I like dancing to, and that's where my community is. You know, like me and Barn, the bass player, we grew up together. His parents and my parents are best friends, and he grew up playing in reggae bands. So it's like, so when we play together, that's what it sounds like. You know, and it's very important to me that these things are natural, that they come from a natural place. And it's like, and the jazz element comes in because the trumpet player is a jazzer, you know, and you know, the sort of rock steady kind of Morris thing comes in because Saul's a Morris dancer, you know. It's hopefully it's natural. Hopefully you're not forcing it, because I think when you're forcing it, people can tell. You know, I really do. And it's important to me that there isn't too much kind of American influence in there as well, because my experience from the music I grew up with is more on the sort of West Indian kind of Caribbean side than it would be on the American side, really. Just because my mum lived in the West Indies for years, and I had this fabulous calypso collection and stuff like that, and I've never been mad in a disco or anything like that, so when I play tunes, it's not going to have a disco beat behind it, you know. But I did listen to old-timey music. I did listen to old-timey jazz and things like that, so that creeps in with songs like Willow Tree and stuff. And again, I like it to be as natural as it can possibly be. Be natural.
Okay, so like in terms of obviously you like different kinds of music and stuff like that. What was the last like full album you listened to that you just went, wow, this is amazing?
There's been a few things this year that I've just absolutely loved from beginning to end, but I guess the last Goran Bregovic album is on in my car all the time. Alcohol is on all the time in my car, and I absolutely love that. I listened to Lisa Knapp's album Hidden Seam a lot last year. I listened to Emily Portman, the one with the swan on the front. I can't remember the name of it now. It's got hatchlings on it. I can't remember the name of the album.
Google it.
Yeah. Yeah, I listen to that a lot. I really like Mary Hampton. I listen to a lot of Loudon Wainwright. There's lots of people I really, really enjoy. Last year I listened to a lot of Tim Erickson, mostly because I was on tour with him, but also because he came over in the summer. He came over this time last year and brought his new album with him, and then he sort of left it, went back to the States, and then came back in October and we did a tour together, and by that time I sort of knew all the songs on the record. That's an album called Josh Billings' Voyage, when Tim Erickson was here. Josh Billings' Voyage is a great record, so I listen to that a lot.
This is a question we're asking everyone we interview, and we've got some quite different responses, but if we had to kill and eat one member of the band, who would it be? Do you mean if we all had to kill and eat him? If we were like stranded on a ship? Yeah. If we were stranded, like, you know, if we were in the doldrums, no fish anywhere, and we all had to kill and eat one member of the band, it would have to be the vegetarian, because he would die anyway. So it would have to be Loz. That's a good answer.
Oh no, it would have to be the percussionist, because he wouldn't eat us. Isn't that awful? I'm going to have to tell him that. Oh no.
I suppose it's like...
Oh shit.
Yeah, you don't have to tell him that.
No, I'm
Wait till
totally
this
going to.
comes
No,
out.
I'm totally going to tell him that.
So what's next then? What have you got planned?
Well, next, right now, I'm on my way up to Durham. I'm going to Durham Summer School for Folkworks. I'm going to teach for a week.
Okay.
I'm starting this month, as of Monday. In fact, I start my job at the Sage Gateshead.
Okay.
And it's pointing this way. You could come and do what Yen Yen and Dave do and just dance behind me. It's like Eliza Carthy's dressing room is just banging. It's just like there's naked guys everywhere. They're all doing this. We're liking the sexy men. It's actually a pretty sexy band, I have to say. I was looking at the pictures the other day. I took some pictures backstage after Trowbridge, and it's not a bad looking band. Yeah, girls and boys all doing well. What was the question again?
Just what
What am I doing next? So I start my job at the Sage Gateshead next. So that starts on Monday. It's mainly curating events, taking part in their outreach stuff in terms of like talking to schools and community choirs. I'm ending a theatre project for them at Gateshead Old Town Hall and that sort of thing. Loz, I have to tell you something.
Say what?
Come here, because then you can be on camera. He just asked me, he says he's been asking everybody the same question. If we were stranded at sea and we had to kill and eat one member of the band, who would it be? And I just thought, it would have to be the vegetarian because you would die anyway. I'm really, really sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you.
I'm really, really sorry.
I'm not going to make you follow through. You don't have to prove it.
There's no meat on me though, so.
I mean, yeah, but it might just save us 24 hours, you know. Yeah, a finger each. Or
We'd talk about you glowingly after your death. We get a statue and
It'd be like,
remembered
wow, yeah, wow, that wasn't chewy at all. We totally slow cook you. It would be awesome.
respect it.
Yeah, you know what? Dave's a really good cook. He would have so much respect.
Lost you. 13 hours slow roasted loz.
Worryingly on board with this idea. So I think we should leave it on that.
All right. On that note,
Find you on what's the name of your website?
it's www.eliza-carthy.com.
Okay.
And I have a Facebook page as well, a band page, and that's it. And there was nothing else.